Okay, welcome to my Peace Corps Vanuatu house tour. This is my house in the front right here. To the left is my host family's house. I don't know if you can see PJ. He's climbing that tree over there. Right in front of me is a really tall mango tree. Takes fruit in usually November through January. And to the right over here we have the Mama's Club. The Mama's Club, there's a small store, and that's to the right, and that's managed by one of the women in the village. And it's a cooperative, so all the money that they raise through the store, each member of the cooperative gets 10% of the proceeds back per year. And then to the left over here we have a small guest room where sometimes people sleep in there, and there's also sewing machines. Okay, let's head on over to my house. Right outside here we have what we call my bush kitchen, where this blue tarp is. Now this bush kitchen was not here when I first got here. They saw me making a fire underneath this mango tree with another woman in my village, and they decided to make me a kitchen. So here it is. This is where I make my fires, and if I ever want to bake anything, I just put a piece of copper. The copper is right down there. So I just put a piece of copper on top, put sand beach over the top of the copper, and heat up a really strong fire underneath. And once the sand beach on top is hot, then I can put my saucepan on top and cover it with hot coals. It's a local oven. This is where I keep my firewood. And I start my fires with coconut husks. And coconut shells also burn really well. Let's see. In here I have coconuts. This is an afara, and that's a coconut that is sprouted, and so it's got a nice spongy texture inside that you can eat. This is where I put some of my compost when I'm cooking. Let's see. This is Kismet. Hi, Kismet. This is my hand washing station that I built. This is inside my house. So we go inside, and to the right I have this nice little shelf that my host dad built. I can put my shoes down or anything else. And right here is where I charge my solar torch. Now this torch Peace Corps gave me, and it has a small solar panel that's connected to it. Here is where I built this little shelf, and I put my retainer and my toothbrush and anything else that I use daily on there. Over here we have a bucket filter that Peace Corps Medical Office gave me, and I use this to filter all of my water. You'll see later my water isn't the cleanest, so it's good that I have this here. Let's see. Okay, into my inside of my kitchen. This is my food storage safe. You just pop up this nail and the door opens. It's got 3 shelves. Right here I have bananas, and I have to hide my bananas away or else the dogs will eat them. And got some plastics down there. Vanuatu has actually banned all plastics, but those are plastics that I had before. Here's Brownie's dog bed that he likes to sleep in. And up here we have, I call it my bar. The cats sleep up here. I put random things on here all the time. My saucepans are hanging on top there. And this is my hammock. So I spend a lot of hours in my hammock, and I love it. It's a Hennessy hammock. Over here we have this space where sometimes when it rains, water washes into my house, and it makes a lot of water on the ground, so I have to block it using this tarpaulin. Okay, let's head into the kitchen. This is a fruit hanging basket that I made. I went into the bush and gathered some random things that people had thrown out, and I made a 3-tiered hanging basket. So I can put anything I want on there. Right now it's holding some towels and a really nice shell that someone gave me as a present. They call the shell a sere. It's got a local necklace inside as well, made of seeds. This is one of my going away presents that my friend gave me. So you can put anything I want on here. I put vegetables and fruits. Down here I have a lot of lemons, and this is called nakafika. A little kid just came and gave me some nakafika. I think the English word is rose apple. Okay, inside here, this is my kitchen table, and got a nice bench. This is my puss cat. This is Couscous. Hi Couscous. He's sleeping. This is dog food, cat treats, whatnot. This is my coconut scratcher. And here's my bar area that I prepare my food on. I was actually just making something before I made this video. And this is my food shelf, my spice shelf that my host dad built me. And all of my other cooking utensils are on top here. This is where I wash my dishes and where I keep all my dishes that are drying. This is my gas stove. I bought the gas stove because, like I said before I got here, they didn't have this bush kitchen for me. The gas stove is actually really nice because I can heat up food really quickly, or if it's raining really hard, I can use the gas stove. I usually make popcorn on it. I rarely use it, and I've had this gas tank my entire service and it hasn't run out yet. Down here, whenever I need to empty out my dishwashing water, I just empty it down into the ground right here. I actually dug a deep hole and filled it all with coral so it can drain properly. When I stand right here, I'm looking straight into my host family's area so I can see what they're doing at all times, which is pretty awesome. Most of the time, except when the kids cry. Okay, let's head on into my house. I always take our shoes off before we go inside here. So this is my room. To the right here, I have this bookshelf that my host dad built me. And over here I have this broken mirror and some random face washing supplies. Over here I have my medical kits, just some changes, sheets, a yoga mat, foam roller, a small hamper, and this is where my clothesline, where I hang all of my clothes. And down here, this piece of fabric is called a lava lava, and I just use it as decoration because I think it's really pretty. These are local pandanus mats, so this covers my cement floor. Usually I put a yoga mat down in this area, and this is where I do my exercises. Okay. Over here I have my bed, and it's got my mosquito net around it, and I'm actually really lucky because the person before me bought a real box spring mattress, and then I put my mattress on top of it, so it's actually even more comfortable than my bed back home. So inside I have a small USB powered fan, and this fan I use only when it's really hot, but it's really nice to have. Helps me sleep better. A couple drawings that I did. This is my bedroom window. It looks out into the Mama's Club. Okay. So over here we have my room table, and I use tacks just to tack up any cards or pictures I have. Right now it's pretty cleaned out because I'm preparing to leave soon. So I've been cleaning my house. I hang my laptop up here, my hard drive, and this window looks out into my garden. It's very overgrown right now. Because I'm leaving in just a couple weeks, I've kind of let it go, so whoever comes next, they can take care of it if they feel like they want to maintain a garden. Okay, this is my photo wall. This is where I have photos of all my friends and family, and I look at it every day and it reminds me of home and usually makes me happy, sometimes sad. Okay, here is, this is Brownie's box that he's going home in, his crate. Sending him back home in the US in that crate. This is my charging station. So right now I'm charging my phone, and there's 2 USB slots and then 6 ports for lights. So I have 6 lights strung around my kitchen and my house, and I just use these switches to turn them on. This powers off and it blinks red when it's off. When I turn it on, it still says that it's charging. If this green one right here is flashing, it means the battery's about to die. And so right now it's fine. We've got a strong sun going outside, so it's going well. If it's overcast or cloudy or rainy, then this box fills up very slowly and I can barely charge anything. So I have to be really careful about when I use things and how often I use them. And you can see my roof is really tall. It's a nice pointed roof, kind of like a yurt, and I love it. It makes my room look a lot bigger. My roof is made of natangura. So it's the local leaf that they weave into roofing, and when it rains really hard, there are some leaks. You can see in the joints there's some pockets that the leaf has kind of rotted away, and so rain falls into my house, and they're gonna need to fix that before the new volunteer comes. Okay, let's head on outside. We'll walk over to my garden area. This is Brownie. Hi, Brownie. Okay. So this is my garden. This tire on the ground is filled with a lot of compost, and I use this compost when I make my garden. Over here I have a raised tire, a raised platform. I use a tire and I filled compost with that. Right now I have eggplant growing and spring onion, and I've had tomatoes previously growing in there. I think I built this about a year ago, and it's still growing well, and it keeps the chickens away from my food, which is awesome. Okay, this is called leaf burrow, and we use this when we make lap or other when we use our bush ovens, because it traps in the heat of a local oven. We go inside my garden. The pigs actually broke my fence, so sometimes the chickens roam freely inside, but as you can see, it's really overgrown. So here's all my eggplant. I have some eggplant growing right now, and you can see one right there. So the eggplant are only growing well because I dug out all of the ground and filled it with compost and soil that was rich, because I'm pretty sure this used to be an old garbage pit where they used to burn garbage, and nothing grows well in here unless I do compost. These were previously long red beans. All of this wood was holding up long red beans, but those vines are mostly dried up now. They're going out of season at this point. Okay, these are pretty much the only long red beans that are growing well right now, and I imagine that they will be dried up by the time that I leave in 2 weeks. This is my old compost pit, and this compost pit I let go because a lot of weeds were growing, so I just kind of threw down some suet and some snake bean seeds. Those are both 2 types of gourds that we have here. Here's one growing right here. It'll grow, sometimes it can grow really long, like as long as my entire torso or longer. Every day I come out here, I find a new snake bean growing, which is really awesome for me. Things only grow seasonally here. We eat seasonally, so right now snake bean is growing, and suet will probably grow after I leave, but the new Peace Corps volunteer will be lucky with my suet. So because we only eat seasonally here, sometimes eat an abundance of something and won't eat it again for months later, which can be good and bad. It depends on what's growing. This is my clothesline. Right now, those are clothes that I wore yesterday, and I rinsed them overnight and hung them up. Hung them up to dry this morning. So let's go on into my bathroom. We call this my swim house. So my swim house, it's a concrete floor. It's really nice. Most people have coral or dirt, so I'm actually pretty lucky to have this cement house. This is the bucket that I use to get my water. I swim with this water, and we call it swimming here. I'm going to swim, not shower. This is the bucket that I use to wash myself with. I dip it into the bucket full of clean water and dump it on myself. And this is my loofah that has come apart, but I still use it. This is a small shelf that my host dad built, and I put my clean clothes up here, my shoes up top, and my dirty clothes down here when I wash myself. Sometimes I put my phone in here and listen to music. Got my snorkel there. And inside, this is my toilet. It's a porcelain toilet. We call it a white man toilet here. And it's a good toilet for an island. It's not easy to clean, and it smells sometimes. This pipe is supposed to take the smell out, but it doesn't really work. So when I need to flush the toilet, I just take a bucket of water and dump it straight into the bowl, and it washes down into a septic system below my swim house. And that's just where I keep my toilet paper. A lot of volunteers don't use toilet paper. They'll use leaves or something else, but because mine's a porcelain toilet, I have to use toilet paper. Okay? Over here we have, this is like our rubbish pit, so where we throw all of our trash. It's not just me, it's the Mama's Club and some other people. It does not look good, and it's not good. There's not good waste disposal systems on islands like this. So we either bury it, burn it, people just sometimes throw it on the ground. So I think when I leave, they're really gonna have to do some serious cleanup here. When they burn it, it just smells like burning plastic, and no one likes that. It's not good for us or the environment, but there's not really any other options here. Okay, here is where I get my water from. This is just a cement cistern. It's a rain catchment system. It was built in 1995 and it's not in the best condition. It's pretty broken and run down, and the water is not clean at all. It's usually algae ridden, but this is why I filter my water when I drink it. Everything else, I just use this water. I wash myself with this water, use it to wash my dishes, do my laundry with it. Anything that requires water, it comes from here. In our dry season, the tank gets really low. It hasn't run out on me yet, but it has gotten close to the point where it's run out and I've had to save some water for myself. It's not only me that uses this, lots of people in the community use it as well. So that's why it can run out quickly. Okay, this is we call this the fisherman's building, I think, and the fishermen have a small solar freezer that they keep fish or ice in here, and my host dad manages it. So when someone wants to pull fish out or put fish in the freezer or get ice, they can come see him, and they pay a small fee to either put their things in the freezer or take them out. This is a frangipani tree. Nice local flowers like you would see in Hawaii or other tropical places. And that about covers it for my house tour of Vanuatu. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.